You're sitting in your car at night, perfectly still. The engine is off, the traffic is gone. Then a single tear rolls down your cheek. Nothing sad just happened. You didn't receive any bad news. Yet, out of nowhere, you're crying. And the hardest part is the sheer lack of control over your own body. In that moment, a very specific, quiet panic sets in. You immediately start questioning your mental stability, wondering if you've suddenly become incredibly fragile. That wave of emotion is a highly specific, mechanical, biological response. We are often taught to view unexplained tears as a glitch in the mind, a sign of weakness that we need to somehow toughen up and push through. To understand what's really happening, we must look past the subjective feeling of sadness and directly at the physical mechanics of your nervous system. Those sudden tears are an emergency alarm. Your body is physically responding to chronic, invisible stress. So, to solve the mystery of why you cry when everything seems fine on the outside, we have to inspect the internal plumbing on the inside. Anxiety acts as a rigid biological security system designed to protect you from lethal threats. On the left, a smoke alarm blares because of an actual fire. On the right, the exact same alarm goes off because you made toast. Inside your head, this alarm is the amygdala. It stops distinguishing between a genuine threat and a busy Tuesday. Once that alarm sounds, the amygdala triggers a rapid series of physical changes. Because you're focused on your day, you probably don't even notice them. First, muscles in your jaw and neck involuntarily tighten, preparing for an impact that isn't coming. Next, breathing becomes shallow, dropping blood oxygen. Finally, your body pumps out massive amounts of stress hormones, saturating your bloodstream. Add in lifestyle factors like sleep deprivation, and you strip away the last bits of endurance. You end up as a pressurized vessel of chemical stress. The pressure builds until it has nowhere to go. A human body simply cannot sustain that level of internal pressure indefinitely. When it hits a critical mass of cortisol and tension, it requires a physical mechanism to let the steam out immediately. And that is what crying actually is. It is an emergency release valve. Those tears are quite literally flushing stress chemicals out of your body to provide physical relief. You aren't breaking down for no reason. Your body is successfully performing emergency chemical maintenance to protect your brain from an overload. Knowing this shifts the perspective completely. A sudden crying spell is a useful warning sign, proving your biological protection mechanisms still work, though the alarm itself may be miscalibrated. So, what does a normal stress response look like? It means occasionally crying during a really tough week, stopping after a few minutes, and actually feeling a sense of relief afterward. But the frequency tells a different story. If you find yourself in tears daily, or if you physically cannot stop the flow once it starts, the system is jammed. You also have to watch the aftermath. When the tears disrupt your work and relationships, or leave you feeling numb and drained instead of relieved, that's a clear red flag. When the biological relief valve fails to actually bring relief, that is a definitive medical signal. It means it's time for professional intervention to fix the alarm. The good news is, you can step in and manually short-circuit this physical tension before your body is forced to pop the valve. You can start with immediate physical interventions. As you see on this timer, inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 2, and exhale for 6. Combine this with the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding method, naming things you see, touch, and hear to pull your brain to the present. But for chronic cases, deep breathing is just a temporary fix. Professional treatments, like cognitive behavioral therapy, dig into the root of the problem, identifying and replacing the underlying faulty thought patterns. Clinical anxiety is a highly treatable medical condition. A proper professional assessment can rule out hidden physical triggers, like a thyroid issue or a hormonal imbalance, that might be throwing the whole system off. Living at the mercy of an overloaded alarm system is not inevitable. Addressing the biological roots of anxiety allows you to begin the process of reclaiming your emotional stability.